Hello, it's me again. You may have noticed there's no Shelby stream tonight, so you've got me instead. A Majengo stream, yes, instead of a Shelby stream. Right, that means I get to finish off the Sony a couple of days early, which is going to be fun. I'm going to try and see if I can get something displaying off my old DVD player on it. And give it a bit of a clean up because it is disgusting. So yes. So hello Ben, hello Carrot House, and everybody else who's snuck on here and is lurking in the corner over there. So yes, I need to try and get a picture on it. Problem is, it doesn't have much in the way of an input. It has one little socket on it which connects up to an RF adapter, which has actually seen better days. It's a bit broken there, but it should be okay for this. I can see bare wire, but it's not broken and not shorting. So I have an RF input. This has an RF output, but I don't think I have a cable with the right connections on it. So first off, I am going to have to possibly build a cable. Using whatever I've got in my box of random video cables. Good evening, Dizziac end of line. Sorry, good evening, Dizziac end of line. Oh, so I need to see if I can find a suitable cable. I've got half of one already. It goes to the wrong gender. So I might be soldering two cables together. I did have somewhere some gender chain adapter thingies on for the RF connector, but goodness knows where they might be now. He says, immediately finding one. Well, that's going to be a short stream then, isn't it? So, half the stream was going to be making a cable. I've made the cable. Great. Oh well. We can jump straight on to the next bit then. And let's see if we can get a picture. It still doesn't blow up when I turn it on. Don't know if it's working yet. Still, it was the other day. We get crackles. There you go, it's warming up. Now, I don't know if this DVD player gives out much of a signal on RF. I'm hoping it does. It certainly gives it out on HDMI. I wish I could do Laserdisc. I don't own anything even remotely Laserdisc-ish. I don't know if that's the signal or not in there, or if that's digital TV that it's picking up. Not seeing anything yet, and I've reached the end of the adjustment now, I think. Hello, Season B. Welcome to the fun and frolics on a non-Shelby stream. That's the closest I've got to a signal there. I'm going to just put a DVD in and see if anything changes on that screen. Come on, eject. I'm trying to get an image through RF from this DVD player onto the old telly here, so I'll shout then! Or even better, I'll get the ASMR microphone out for you. There's all sorts of things happening on here, but nothing that looks like DVD playback. What I should be seeing is something more like that. But what I'm actually seeing is not, so I don't know. Hey, Tatus Games, how are you doing? Thank you for the follow. Getting closer to my target. I'm not certain that this is actually outputting on RF, or if it's just passing it through. Streams are not allowed to work perfect first time. I don't know that this is actually outputting, and I haven't got anything else that I can test it with, which is annoying. This might just be far too modern to output on RF. It might only sort of intercept and do digital TV and analog TV input, but not output, only do output through HDMI. I'm trying to do DVD player direct to TV because it does have RF output on, an RF connector on it for output, but I don't think that it is actually outputting its own image over RF. I don't think it's actually remodulating. I think it's just pass through and take what it wants for recording, because it's also a DVD recorder, a hard drive recorder, all sorts of fancy things, this. So that might be putting the kibosh on my idea for trying to test the TV. Yeah, just like that, Ben. I do have on its way from somewhere a Oh, hang on, what's that? Looks almost DVD menu-like, but very squished. Right at the limit of the tuning knob. That's what it should be showing. And that's what I'm seeing. No, that's something completely different. I don't know what that is. The reference image, the DVD. But what that is, I have no idea. Seems pretty static. And it's right at the limit of the tuning. There's nothing else remotely like the output of the DVD. Nope, that's the full range. That's digital TV. Of course, I'm assuming that it's actually able to pick anything up at all through this socket. I wonder what would happen if I were to just take this connector and jam it on the end of the antenna here. If I can get... It's got a... Yeah, if I just jam that on the end of there, I wonder if that would do anything. No, same as before. Yeah, you have to be a patron to watch that, yes. Yeah, no, I don't think the DVD player is actually outputting anything. That's annoying, to say the least. Because I was banking on that for testing the telly. As I was saying, I do have coming an A520, which is the TV modulator plug-in unit for an Amiga, which definitely will give me a signal, but that's en route and won't be here until mid to late next week. So, well, that's a disappointment. So I'm hoping that it's just that the DVD player isn't outputting. It only has RF input, yes, as far as I know. And there are two plugs on the side here. One of them is labelled as a tape, and the other one, I think, is a speaker output. But that's the only three sockets: the antenna socket and tape and speaker. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's just that this isn't outputting its own image on RF. But I don't think I have anything else in here that I can test the output with. I don't have an analog TV tuner. The tape socket, I assume, is just a line output for audio. So you can record the audio off the telly. I do have an oscilloscope, but there's no way that'll read the signal. I mean, it's 50 megahertz bandwidth, 1 gigasample a second. And this goes out, or it would go out up in the 400 to 600 megahertz range. So there's no way that it would even remotely get it. I don't have a TV tuner at the moment, do I? I've got a satellite tuner, and I've got digital TV tuners. I haven't got an analog TV tuner, which is annoying. The DVD player is a Panasonic DMR EX77. DMR-EX77. I do have an SDR stick, but SDR, I mean, it'll tell me if there's a signal, but it doesn't have the bandwidth to be able to decode a PAL signal. Yes. Where would my SDR be? Had it recently. I've been using it, so it might be somewhere fairly accessible, I would hope, in this box here. That one's not SDR. Actually, thinking about it, here it is already. One SDR. Oh, thank you for joining us then, Ben. It was nice while you were here. Shame you can't hang around. It does, yeah. And it's got an RF output, but whether it's actually outputting its image over RF, or whether it's only forwarding through the RF that it receives in, and then just teeing off for receiving, is the question. I'm going to need a USB extension cable. Now then, is this set up on this computer or not? Oh, what's the name of the program for it? EQRX, that's it. Where are we? Second screen. Okay. So it's channel 32, I think, or somewhere around there. What's channel 32 frequency? Channel 32 is 559.25. 559.25. It might be channel 36. 591.25. I'm not seeing anything. It might. I'll disconnect the HDMI, turn it off. Please wait. And you typically use the pass-through to connect your television up to so that it can still get an analog signal without having to have a splitter. Because you still want to have your television doing its own personal tuning. Still powering up again. It takes forever to turn on. Come on. So slow, this thing. Last we heard, he was stacking up multiple copies of the same Laserdisc to try and get rid of the dropouts and artifacts. So he's probably so deep into that, his brain is at the far end of a labyrinth of Laserdiscs and no way of getting it out again. Okay. Hit play. Right, DVD is playing at the moment. HDMI is not plugged in. I shall sweep down through the frequency range to see if I can find anything being output. Oh, no, that's just a harmonic. The internal clock. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, Tatus Games. It's not the most useful output, really. Which is... Oh, what's that? There's something coming out there, but... 5472. 54... nothing. That's 546 is channel 30-ish. That's just a single solitary carrier. Five, four. No, I think we're not seeing anything useful there at all. Yes, unfortunately, I don't currently have one, but as I say, I've got an A520 on its way, which does do that. So I can certainly use that for testing. But I'm not aware of anything else that I have that can do it. Oh, this is just a little RTL SDR. It's the ultra cheap ones that you can get. This little USB jobby. Not focused at the moment, but has a better view. Unfortunately, I don't have any old games consoles or anything like that at all, which is a shame. Because I could quite happily wire one of those up to a composite output easily enough, but alas not. So any RTL SDR can be repurposed. On Linux, it's just purely a case of telling it not to load the standard kernel module and use the sort of more general purpose interface instead. I do also have a completely different one. This thing here that I picked up the other day, which I was hoping would be another RTL SDR, but it isn't. It's its own weird thing that only does DVB-T, and it's pretty useless. So that just lives in the bottom of my USB box. I've got plenty of adapters and converters between all sorts of different video formats, but nothing with RF, unfortunately. There's definitely nothing, is there? No. I haven't even got an old VHS player or anything like that these days. Oh well. It has to be said, a shame that I can't test it. That was going to be a big part of my stream today, was getting a recognisable image on it. So on to part 2 or 3 or whatever, I guess. Which is cleaning it. I have beta, just nothing to play it on. I have beta like you've never seen before. Have you seen Betacam Digital? These are by far the biggest videotapes I've ever seen. They make If my camera would focus, there we go. They make ordinary VHS look tiny. He did the predecessor to this, which was Betacam analog. This is the digital variant. Same tapes, same size tapes, but digital storage instead of analog. So I need to archive these. I need to get the video off these because these actually belong to a friend of mine, and he wants the video converting to computer format. I need to find somebody who has the ability to read these things. They're basically what's used in, or until recently anyways, used in broadcasts. So having that sort of kit at home is rare. So yes, my next part of the stream then is cleaning this crusty thing up, which is going to be an interesting job. Let's get me some toothbrushes. Once my A520 comes, I can plug it into my Amiga 500 motherboard and see if I can get that displaying on here. Right, what shall I start with on here? I think knobs. That's what I say. Knobs. Right, what have we got? They're all very, very crusty. Hopefully they will clean easily. Let's just try plain water first. See what that does. That's coming off nicely just with water, actually. Well, that has come off easily. As before, there's after. No detergent or anything, just plain water. That's worked really well. A few other marks on here that won't come off. I don't know if they're blemishes in the coating. Just about see them just there. I'm not sure what they are. Yeah, they're looking like pitting in the coating, but no amount of rubbing will get rid of those. But it bodes well for the rest of it, that it should clean up pretty easily. without the need of any caustic chemicals. There's another nice clean knob. Now this one's going to be awkward because it's got a ridged surface to it. I'm not sure I can get into the ridges with the toothbrush. Though it does seem to be making a difference to it. That does look a little bit cleaner there. What I might do is put a bit of a soak in water with the brush. That seems to be working. Yeah, the water's gone brown. So yeah, hopefully then, I mean, it won't be here by Monday, but hopefully by Thursday, my A520 should have arrived, in which case we should then get to play Amiga games on the little 9-inch television. Which will be fun. I don't remember what date we determined this was likely to be. I think we decided on early 70s, didn't we? 72, 71 sort of time, I think, that this TV was made. This is a bit more crusty, this one. I'm thinking we might want a bit of detergent on here. Oh, yeah, that's coming out brown. Nice. That's looking much better. I can see through the plastic now, rather than it being just crusty brownness. Hey, thank you for the follow, Season B. Looks like 9 more followers and I'll have hit my target and I'll be able to hopefully become a Twitch associate or affiliate or whatever the word is they use. Which means I should be able to turn on channel points and such like. And we can start having some real fun on the channel. There's nothing quite as good as crusty brownness being wiped away. This one is proving a little more tricky to get clean. Got some real crusty other colour stuff on it, crusty yellowy stuff. It's really crusty. I might want to bring out the big guns for this one. No, it's not wanting to come off. It looks almost like it might be paint even. I'm struggling to get into the knurled edge of it. Try this toothbrush instead. It's got melted bristles which are a lot shorter and thus stiffer. Is that working? Not really. Let's see if I can get this in shot here. Come on, focus. Getting into those ridges there to try and get that crusty brownness out. Plus whatever is stuck around the edge here. Proving difficult. Actually, maybe might be better to see if I can just scrape with a pokerator kind of thing. I think that might be working a bit better. Though it's slow going. Certainly getting a lot of brown crustiness out of here. Decades worth of goop. There you are, that's what I've got out of it. Nice. That's certainly an improvement. Not perfect, but it's better than it was. Got a few bits in there. But they might wipe away now. Let's give it a rub with some detergent around here. This is the power and the volume knob, so it's had a lot of use over the years. Need to deal with these bits around the edge now. I think that's got it. There we go. Much better. All that leaves now is the 4 image control knobs. I've just had a crazy idea. Oh, my tin cable's tangled up now. Cleaning ASMR. But you never thought you'd be listening to cleaning ASMR when you got up this morning, did you? That's enough of that. Right, I think we've got all clean knobs now. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. There we go, a collection of spotless, or near spotless, knobs. So now, to tackle the main unit. Handle's cleaning up nice and easily anyway. You can't see it, but it is. Move that up a bit. Actually start to see a reflection in the handle again now. Just a thick layer of I don't know what. Let's add some bit of detergent to this. Hello, camera. Focus. Come on, focus. Thank you. About time, too. I think that mark there is where it hits the side of the case there. And we've also got a clean patch on the case now. Pretty dirty is an understatement. This had been stored in a cellar of an old house for goodness knows how many years. So, yes, it's absolutely disgusting. Which is to be expected. The underside of this is not too bad. It's just had decades of dust just sort of accumulating on it and mulching down and turning into its own ecosystem. Come on, camera, focus. Make your mind up where you're looking. Come on, down here, that's it. It wouldn't surprise me if I were to find new forms of life hiding down here. Yes, I do know who owns this, and I have to give it back to them. And it won't go back into the same condition because they are in the process of moving house, so they will no longer have a cellar in which to let things rot away in. Oh, it's black. I never knew that. I thought it was a sort of a mucky brown colour. I am not sending you the palm. I'll send you the finger. Right, we are not making any progress at all, really. Oh, that is filthy. Look at that. That is just disgusting. Yet it's so satisfying cleaning it all off. Oh, yeah. Clean patch. Nope, this is just plain water with a tiny bit of... it's actually called VOD. It's a washing detergent, laundry detergent. It's a biodegradable, gentle liquid detergent. It's just the tiniest bit in there. But it's mostly water. I don't like using IPA on vintage plastic. It can degrade the surface. Oh well, that's just tar. Yes, you need a solvent to get rid of that. I had something recently actually with a similar coating on it. Trying to think what it was. But yeah, it's this rubbery coating that just turns into just almost thick jelly. I can't remember what it was I had it on. But it was not nice. It was very much not nice. Hey, Wesley Nixon, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Don't let Carrot House scare you away. Look how nicely that's come up, considering what it was like before. Yes, I don't know about anybody else here, but I can read Canadian typo quite happily. Right, for the top, all that's left now is the antenna and this crusty back bit. Wants a dry brushing first. you have an emoji for me? Is it safe for work? I think custom emojis is one of the benefits that I'll get when I hit the 50 followers. Keep forgetting to move it into shot. Oh, we ordered a new ice maker or a new fridge? Oh, well done. Oh, you didn't buy a whole new fridge just for the ice maker. Sounds a bit like our boiler. When parts break in the, well, some parts broke in the boiler, and the gas man came out and replaced the part. It was a great big sort of blower fan assembly with all PWM control and all sorts of stuff on it. He left the old one with me. 10 minutes after he'd left, I'd fixed the old one, so we now got a spare boiler blower in the airing cupboard. There's still a thick layer of goop on this. So where are you going to fit this extra ice maker then? You're going to have an ice maker in your den? In your office? They do. It's a similar story with the lighting in our bathroom. Had these fancy LED spotlights installed with 10-year warranties and all hermetically sealed and all fancy and what have you, and within a couple of years a load of them broke. So they replaced them under warranty. We kept the old ones. I now have spares since I've replaced all the LEDs in them. In fact, I've got one that broke the other day that I've got to replace the LEDs in at some point. That's looking a bit better, that. Oh, this is crusty. The antenna is really quite stiff. Now, this one I might use IPA on. Let's zoom out a bit. There we go. That's too long poking out the side there. Ah, no, that's... Oh, I wonder what that smell was. That's not IPA, that's vinegar. I must label these bottles. That one's IPA. That's better. That's working now. Once I've worked my way through all this equipment that I've got to overhaul, I might do a live stream of replacing the LEDs on that unit. It's a fun soldering job because it's all on big thick aluminium substrate. I'll try not to. Though I wouldn't really use this vinegar on my chips anyway. This is pickling vinegar, it's white spirit vinegar. That is still very stiff. Let's go for detergent on this middle one here. This last stage here is really quite stiff, but it's clean. Now that I'm getting this a bit cleaner, I was trying to just put the middle pin of the connector on the end of the aerial, thinking that this was just a protective bit around the outside. But now that I'm actually getting it cleaner, I can see that there is actually plastic in there, so that would never have worked. But it was just a thick black lump in there, and it looked metal. There. Well, the top looks clean anyway. Let's go on and do one of the sides. Getting out my thrifted resin. Oh, you got a resin printer. Nice. And croc charms for off. You're a good parent. Yeah, so I'm normally streaming Mondays and Thursdays, but whenever Shelby cancels a stream, I leap on the on the chance to have an extra stream and poach some of his listeners and watchers away. Which reminds me, I need to do a shout out, don't I? I've never tried doing a shout out on Twitch, but apparently I can go. I can do this, and I've given Tech Tangents a shout out. So you don't see it on the screen here, but you do on the chat. That's come out really quite nicely, that side. This is cleaning up really well. Right, let's try the back. This is a little more fiddly with all these little bits here. Looking nice now. Let's get down into these bits down in here. Because the worst part is going to be the front. That is exceptionally crusty. Now, will that balance on its back? Well, without breaking things. I don't press down too hard, yes. Right. Fortunately, I don't think this is a vent here, it's just a ridged button area. But it is crusty with what looks like bird poo. Let's try and get into the edge down here on it. Hard to make out on here. The contrast is a bit out of whack, but there we go. It's got this ribbed section here, and it's all crusted up all down inside here. So I'm just trying to get in there with the toothbrush. It's looking pretty good now. Right, now for the front panel part. Try not to push down on it in case I break the clips at the back. It's coming up okay. A few bits are a bit too gunky and will require extra scrubbing. Looking good. That's looking like new almost. Right, now for the surround around the screen cover. Which is not only dirty, but chipped and broken in places. Not much I can do about that. It's looking a bit better. And now to tackle the screen protector itself. Which is just a piece of plastic, polycarbonate, I think. Good, glad to hear it. Were they proper chips? Good, thick, chunky, gooey, squishy chips? Or were they American-style fries? There's permanent marks on this screen protector, unfortunately, where it has been wiped with something quite vigorous and scratchy in the past. No amount of cleaning will get rid of them. But that's looking pretty smart now. Seafood good. Reminds me of the old joke, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. Tish. Yeah. Right. Now, there is a marker on here for where the tuning is, but there is very cleverly no kind of key for where this goes, so I can't line this up until I can actually get a signal on a known channel, so I'll just stick it in randomly. This part has a key. But that looks so much nicer now. You can actually see the numbers through the plastic now. We have a ViewSonic 19-inch professional series CRT. It had the anti-glare coating on it. Started to come off in places. Yeah. Oh, it's terrible when that happens. Yes, Windex is wonderful stuff. It's looking really smart now. I'm gutted that I've got to give it back. I want to keep this. It's nice. No time limit, though, on cleaning it up, so it's going to take me at least another 6 months to clean it up. Ah, there we go. One spotless Sony monitor. Ah, that's so satisfying seeing it clean and functional, or I assume functional. I shall find out later in the week, I hope. There's one thing that could be done to it, I suppose, is to composite mod it. That would be a doable thing, I think. Let me just bring up the schematics for it. Where are I? Oh, I need to run OBS on my other computer, don't I? And come down to the schematics. Is there an obvious place in the schematics where there would be composite video? The easiest way of finding out possibly might be from, let's zoom out a bit. There we go. Have a look at the waveforms. Oh, no, I don't know if anything there looks like composite. Be one of these lower numbered ones, 1 to 6, if it's going to be anything. And they are all this section. Where are we? Video and sound signal circuit block. The video amplifier. Video and sound signal circuit block. Through. That's audio there. Because that goes through to this amplifier here, to the earphone jack and to the recording jack. Which are on the side. So this must be the video, yes, VIF, video intermediate frequency. Automatic gain control, drive, Oh, what's this switch here? S1-3. S1-5. No, that will be that'll be the buttons on the front for VHF UHF. I suspect, going from different. So, connection A to EF circuit board. Might be here. Possibly. C504. Then goes in to the horizontal, vertical drive, horizontal drive, sync sap. That might be what I want. This connection here between the BC and the EF boards. Oh, the tutorial video. Yeah, I've got a whole series of those that I've got to create. That's just the getting started. I've been contracted to produce a whole series of those videos, which is fun. It all creates content and helps to promote the PCB editing system that I use for all my work. So yes, this connection from the EF circuit board to the BC circuit board, which is labelled as A on here. Which is this connection here to EF circuit board. Which looks like a coaxial cable. Oh, welcome back, Ben. No, everything's gone swimmingly, apart from, of course, we haven't managed to get a picture on it. What I'm thinking is now absolutely spotless, by the way. Where's me? There we go. We've completely cleaned the whole thing, and it is absolutely shiny and spotless. It looks like new. It's come up so well. But what I'm thinking is on the schematics here, you've got the sort of receiving section of the switch screens. On the schematics here, you've got the receiving section, which is all the RF stuff, which then goes through the switches that are on the front. So this is the video here. It goes through the switches that are on the front and then out through this link here, which says to EF circuit board, and then on from BC circuit board, that's just a wire there between those two, is all the video processing stuff. So what I'm thinking is this is that wire, which is just a coaxial cable, which goes from there to on the next page. BC, yeah. Video and signal circuit board. to EF circuit board ground, and there we go. This no, that's to T circuit board. I'm lost now. That's BC. That's T. I'm from BC. I'm looking at the. Oh no, hang on. I think this part of the circuit board here might be this T here. I think. What I'm thinking is if I can intercept. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. 2 BC circuit board. Oh, that's yellow, red, shield. To EF. Yes, that comes in from there, does the switching, goes out for there. What I'm thinking, yes, is this cable here, if I can find the other end of it, should theoretically basically have composite video. So I could intercept that cable and feed into it a composite video signal. But one of these cables on here will be the incoming. And it goes on hard to know exactly which one it is, but I'm sure I can identify it if I were to open it. I am thinking, Wesley, about composite modding it, at least temporarily as an option, because it does look like it might possibly be very simple to do by just intercepting this link here between these 2 circuit boards, which might be doable. Yeah, I know I've just cleaned it all up and everything, but I'm going to open it up again. It only takes a moment to open this. Go on, camera, focus. Come on, focus. Come on, down here, down here. Oh, you nearly had it. Come on. Stupid camera. It has been opened many times. Wrong bit on there. Remember which screws to remove. Go on, out you come. Can't actually see what I'm doing here at all. I'll stand up, it might be better. There we go. That's that one, that's that one. two on the sides. And a couple on the bottom. Right, now if I can identify these sections without electrocuting myself from the charged tube. Let's get the board images up. So we have one coming from the switches on the front. So that's right down in there. Which then comes up to, I think, this main circuit board here. Let's just see if this looks familiar. No, it's not that board. I'm not sure this matches, actually. Got a picture of the insides. Oh, that does look the same there. So these schematics and board layouts. Trying to find this one on the side here. It should be the BC board, as they call it. Ah, it could, no, is it? No, it's different shape. That one then. Is that the one at the back there? That's that one. That's the BC board. So it's one of these here. One of these coaxials here, by the looks of things. It all goes inside these shielded units. Yeah, you've got shielded unit there, which has got single core. You've got a shielded unit here, which has got dual core, red and yellow. And then you've got a big transformer down here that matches. Right. So I'm thinking That goes into T501. No, hang on, that's the T501 is here. Right, that's the EF. No, that's the BC board, so that's where it's coming out. I think. T501 is that transformer there. Which is shooting off over that way. Into S1. Right, so I think that's actually where it comes out of the BC board. That's the BC board, and that's where it's coming out. And going into the T board, the filter board at the bottom, and then from the filter board to the EF circuit board, which must be this one on the side here. So I need to find the EF board layout. EF board layout, gotcha. So there must be a connection coming from T circuit board is here somewhere near the angle of the curvature of the board. Somewhere here there should be a coaxial on one side or the other. That is the only one going to T circuit board, isn't it? Yeah, so somewhere in there is a signal coming from the filter board. My phone, that'll do. Actually, I wonder if this works still. I haven't used this for a while. I might need to redo the address on this. Let's have a look. I need that one there. I need different IP address. Will it work? It's the right IP address. Oh, I've got to press activate, haven't I? And bing, there we go. As if by magic, I have mobile camera. Hey, Tilval, how are you doing? Today I have cleaned up the Sony TV that I've been working on, and now I'm just investigating whether it would be possible to composite mod the TV so that I can just feed a composite signal straight into it. And I'm just trying to find where that signal would go in amongst all this spaghetti. The tasty bit to lick is down here. You do not want to lick that. There is... It's in this circuit board right at the back here somewhere. Can't see it. It should be right on the angle of the circuit board, if you can see it at the back there. If I bring this up, what I'm looking for is right on the sort of angle of this circuit board here is this wire, which says 2T circuit board S1-3. And that's a coaxial cable connecting somewhere in there. It comes from that circuit board down the bottom there and somehow comes up to here. And I can't see anything in that region that looks like a coaxial cable. It would be nice if they actually put the colour of the wire on the schematic so that you knew what colour you were looking for. Let's try coming in this angle. No. It's impossible to see what's what in there. Unless it's coming in from behind. Not going to be behind this shield, is it? I don't see anything in there. No. Yeah, the problem is they're not in the right place. This one here is part of the VHF tuning. This is the VHF tuning unit here. So that's the output of the VHF tuning. Or it might be the input from the antenna, actually. Yeah, that's the input from the antenna to the VHF tuning. That comes from here. And then that will go into this circuit board here with these big canned bits, which then goes down into that circuit board there. And then a cable goes from there up to there somewhere. And it's that cable from there to there that I need to to intercept. But which that cable is, I do not know. That one go. Where's that one go? Ooh. Could that be the one? In this background again. Right. We've got one that's just under here, which might be it. That, I think, might be going into the right area. I'm just going to see if I can lift this fan off. Can I do it single-handed whilst holding my phone? I'm just seeing if I can find the point where I can inject a composite signal. Carrot House. That looks like it. That connection just there. That, I don't know if I've not got a spare hand to point to it, but right in the middle of the screen at the moment. If it would focus. Come on, focus on it. Let's go out a bit. There, right in the middle of the screen, that little white bit, just to the left of that big resistor, I think is the... Oh, I think that is this wire here. Single-handed can lifter. Let's turn that off. Save me phone battery. Right, so I might have found it, and it's... That camera up. That wire there. But what I don't want to do is cut it, because I want this to be temporary. So what I would want to do is remove this fan, if I can. And then desolder the central wire and solder new ones in. To remove this can is a soldering job. Stuff it, let's do it. YOLO and all that. Yes, that white bit was the central core wire of the coax, Wesley. So I'll just wait for my soldering iron to warm up. And I'll see if I can desolder this enough to get at that wire. 260 degrees C. There it goes. And one here. Excellent. Hey, Sanity or Madness, thank you very much for the follow. Another step closer. I can see the connection now. '70s solder fumes are the best solder fumes. Right, is this going to work again? If I go here, can I wake up? Oh, hang on. No, for some reason my IP address has changed. There we go. There is the connection that I'm interested in. I need 8 more follows. And shall hit the target. So I'm going to desolder that connection there and solder my own wire in, I think. Which should do the job. Right. Just check the area around it. There's nothing untoward there. That looks good. So I should just be able to lift this off here. Okay. And then I need a wire that I can use for composites. I think all my RCA cables are in my audio cables box. A huge box of cables. I have far too many cables. Well, that's convenient. A yellow RCA with no end on it. It's a plug rather than a socket, though. I would prefer a socket so that I can use it as an input to other things without having to rely on it being the right gender. But we'll use what we've got. It'll do for now for testing. Well, I'm up to 12 that I've rejected so far. I think once I hit probably 25, I will consider that I'm one of the big boys. this go? Absolutely. I'm only in this for the money. I have rejected HelloFresh. I've rejected Raid Shadow Legends. I've rejected... Do I have a World of Tanks? I probably had a World of Tanks that I've rejected. I don't think I've had a NordVPN. I've had PCBWay, but I've not... That wasn't through Stream Elements. That was a manual email one. They contacted me directly. And I haven't turned that down yet, because I might use them for a future project. So I've just left that one hanging. Some heat shrink sleeving. Yeah, they mostly rely on a specific number of sign-ups before they'll pay you anything. So you'd have to get 50 people to sign up using your link before they'll pay anything at all, and then it's a little bit extra per sign-up on top. So, but no, the likes of Raid Shadow Legends are just seen as a joke amongst streamers. They'll sponsor anybody, whether it's appropriate or not. Green, I think, might be the best fit. Yeah, this stream is sponsored by Tech Tangents being busy doing something else. Quite possibly not Sanity or Madness. I think they've kind of saturated their own market with spam. The only people now who are likely to sign up to Raid Shadow Legends are, quite frankly, not the kind of people I really want to have coming on my stream. So, thank you very much, Dziak. We are the Tech Tangents Appreciation Society here, I think. It's not wanting to solder very cleanly there. Got some gunk from the insulation on here. That's better. And then I need ground, which I am assuming is around the edge here where all this is soldered to. And the wire popped off now. in the heat. Yep. Okay. Urban Monkey, how you doing? I can't do an American accent, otherwise I'd try. I just sound stupid if I do that. Right, this is looking good so far. Yeah, where is Cobb? Skiving off. Let's pop a bit of shrink it over the end of this. That's not going to fit. I don't use the Python calculator. I use bash if it's integer that I'm working with. So maybe one day I'll have bash calculator. Put another little layer over there as well. Hold that together. Okay, that's sealed that off. A Rook 2020 Bishop Hybrid and designed and printed some side... Oh, yeah. One day I'll have things like Call Me and those sort of things in a... But not the same. They'll be in a similar vein, but I don't know quite how I'm going to arrange those sort of things. I don't have any phones. Unlike some people, I'm not a phone collector. Get in there, you. Yep. Absolutely, that was begging to be done. If you hadn't, somebody else certainly would have done. Let's just tape that in place so it's not flapping around. I don't like having loose wires inside a high voltage TV set. I'll just stick that onto there. And this I shall route up this way around here. And it can then come out the hole on the back. I used to do that with 9-volt batteries. Squeeze this through here, through the battery connector. It doesn't want to fit. Speak and spell. First of all, I'd have to get a speak and spell. Just loosen this off. Still not going through. Yeah, I've not fully programmed up my my bot yet. Give me 2 seconds. Which screen is it? That screen there, and there, and there, and there we go. Oh, it doesn't. It's caught. It blocks it on there, doesn't it? I need to use that one. I'm a fool. Commands, custom. Ah. There we go. We've got a merch one now. Nachos? What's it supposed to say with nachos? Right. Well, I started a bit late, so yeah, it's not gonna happen. Ah. And there's now fireworks going off outside, or at least I hope they're fireworks anyway. Right. Now, this gets more complicated now with all these extra wires. I'm going to get all this connected up and routed through. That goes on there. this goes into the back of here. Trying to do this one-handed at a strange angle is not easy. Let's put the screw in first. Then hold it in with the screwdriver. Then try and get the antenna unit into place and screw it at the same time. Got it. Oh. Right, that is in place. No, I don't have a dot matrix, unfortunately. I keep looking out for one, but one just never appears in the vicinity of me. If anybody has one spare that they want to send my way, I'm sure I can make use of one. Right. I'm not going to bother screwing it together yet. Just want to plug it in and see what we get. If anything. Not seeing anything at the moment. Let's put the power button in. Ah, there we go. Certainly getting power now. I just turned it off and on again, and I'm now getting sound. And now I'm getting an image. Right, now I need a composite video signal. So I'm going to crack out the old Amiga motherboard and see if this is even working. Hasn't been used in a while, this. The power supply. this one will do the job. 12-volt 1.5 amp, yeah. Right. I don't know if the Amiga's even working at the moment. Oh! Look at that! Let's brighten that up a bit. Drop the contrast a little. There we go! We have image! Brilliant! Oh, you want tunes for this then, do you? Celebration. Where were we? It was on YouTube Music archive thing, wasn't it? Audio library. It's called Celebration, if I remember rightly. That's what we used last time. No, because it's a phone. Can't do anything with it. That's enough of that, it's rubbish. Right, now the next test, if I unplug that and flip that switch there and then plug that back in. Wait while it tries to find the floppy drive that's not connected. Hey, Kickstart 3.1. I like. Yeah, there's nothing I can do on the phone to change the frame rate or anything because it's very basic software on that. I could try getting my Canon going on it, but that's horrible. Oh no, what have you clipped? What have you clipped, Wesley? Where's my mouse gone? Oh, my mouse. Oh, it's over on that screen. Oh no. Thank you so much for that, Wesley. Right, where was I? Canon camera. Have I got a battery? And I have. I need the HDMI adapter for it. And the HDMI cable is over here. Knock that keyboard off. And can I get a decent image on it? No, I can't. um, what do I want? I want... bring down the ISO. There we go. It's almost syncing, kind of. Yes, there is nowhere to put a disc at the moment. This is what my Amiga currently is. It is a slightly modified motherboard. Best modification that I did was create that little circuit board there, which replaces the whole of the big power brick that the Amiga normally has with just a single 12-volt input. My arm's aching now. I'm going to put this down. Right, well, I'm happy that that's working. I mean, what I could do is dig out my GoTech and a cable, which means getting out yet another box of cables and things out of the cupboard. I'm going to put this one back. Too many boxes of cables. Right, because in this one I've got all sorts of other things related to the Amiga, amongst other things. One of them being this, which is that working at the moment. There's a wire hanging off here. It may not be working, but this is a PS2 adapter that I've made for it. What else have I got that I need? I need a special power cable in here somewhere. It is. And I need a floppy cable of some form. The hard drive cables, no floppy drive cable. There we go, floppy drive cable. But of course, one thing I will need that I'm not sure where it is a GoTech. What have I done with the GoTech? Here is it. Not seeing it. Did I use it last? I mean, I could possibly try and get it working with an ordinary floppy, but it's the wrong interface. Plus, I haven't got any discs at the moment for it. And here is it. Nope. What have I done with that go tag? It's in my drawer full of drives. Ended up in my back drawer. That's on my shelf. What have I done with it? Not on my test bench board for that. I don't know, I've lost my spare Gotac. Well, over here, pull out my 486 and steal the one out of there. What's been happening in chat since I absolutely, we all suck at remembering things, where things are. The 486 doesn't have composite out. No, my Pentium 3 laptop does though. But where's the fun in that? Okay, Gotac. Now I've got to remember what the settings are for this to make it me get compatible. I'm not sure if I've got this one set up in the right way. The closest I've got to Hydro Thunder is my Compact Desk Pro, which has got Colin McRae Rally installed on it. Where are we? Flash floppy. The wiki. Initial setup. Host platforms. Where are the jumper settings? Jumper on S0 for Shugart. Jumper settings. It's on JC, then it's set to IBM. It's not on JC, but it is on S1. I need to change that to S0. And that's set on software defined. Right. That goes onto there. That goes onto there. And the floppy cable goes pin 1 that end. Pin 1 that end. Okay, and now I need a USB stick to put some software on. What am I looking for? Those platforms. Amiga. Interface equal. Right, let's What have we got on here at the moment? We've got a FAT32, that's good. Okay. What do I want? I want... Okay. I might now have something on here. What have I missed out on? You're nominating Wesley to move the heavy stuff. He's actually got a forklift thing now, apparently, that should help him move the heavy stuff around. What can you run on the Amiga with the GoTech? Absolutely anything you fancy. Turn that back on. This may not be able to do anything without keyboard and mouse. That power switch is still a little bit iffy. I'm not sure if this will work without the memory expansion, actually. Is that going to boot? Try 1.3. Not booting yet. No, it's not changing the track number. The configuration might be. I got a sample configuration. Probably not. No, it doesn't look like it. Interface. Amiga specific. interface equals AC is jumper. Should be working. Maybe it needs memory expansion and it just crashes otherwise. That means I have to find my memory expansion card, which I think is in a different box again. Drowning under boxes in a minute. Ah. Memory expansion. We don't need no stinking error messages. Actually, yeah, I need to put this back in again. Okay, we're on 3.1 at the moment. Not identifying that it's got the disk in. On S0. UGART interface. That should be working. Well, this was working the last time I used it. You can use the GoTech on pretty much anything that takes a floppy disk, so long as you put on the flash floppy firmware rather than just the stock GoTech firmware. I don't think it thinks it's got a floppy disk attached. That is the right way around. That is the right way around. Maybe this cable's bad. There's my specialist cable. I am Kaiser Soze. Hello. We're now on 43 followers. So close now, so close. Alright, there's pin 1. Still not seeking. Who, me? It's just your average run-of-the-mill English accent. Oh, it's not liking it. I'm suspecting something may have gone awry with my Amiga motherboard. It has been rather battered. Oh goodness, it's gone 10 o'clock at night now. I'm really going to have to finish off pretty soon. I'm going to have to leave the Amiga for another day, I think. It's the guts of a 500. Yes, it would be 11 o'clock now. But I'd have started an hour earlier, though. Why won't this read the floppy? I'm hoping that the Amiga hasn't died. Mind, it has been so abused, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Well, that's a job for another day. Congratulations, Wesley. Yes, I think it is just spite. No, it's fine without a keyboard. It's just not... I can see on the display of the GoTech that it's not seeking the disk. So it's not even starting the boot. We've overrun by 9 minutes. I normally try and finish by 10. Because other people are going to bed by now, so I have to keep volume down. Yeah, see you later, Urban Monkey. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to run the outro now anyway. Let's put my headphones on so I can hear some music. If it's going to play the music. Not playing it on mine. I don't know why. Oh well. Anyway, yes. Well, I call that mostly a success. The TV is working. I've got a picture on it through composite video. I just need to tidy that connection up a bit now, I think, but I'm thinking I will, because it's going to want to be connected eventually to basically a composite output anyway or something, so I am thinking I'm probably going to leave that composite connection now. Just tidy it up a bit. Screw it all back together again, and I will call that TV done and working. So, yes, that was a good success. Shame that the Amiga doesn't want to boot, but hey, can't have everything. I can sort that out another day. Yes, so yeah, thank you for joining me through this little adventure with this Sony television. It's working pretty much perfectly, and it looks almost, apart from a few bumps and dings, like new. So yes, if you enjoyed this, you might like to follow me to get notified when I stream next, which should be Monday evening, 7 PM GMT. I'm guessing I'm going to be looking at the Amiga to try and work out why it's not booting then. Yeah, if you really enjoyed it, you might want to join us on Patreon to send a little bit extra love our way and join the community that's on there. Get your name in lights down here. And YouTube, Discord, all the usuals you'll find me on. So yes, thank you again for joining me and following me, those who've followed, and I will see you on Monday. A good rest of the weekend.